When you are struggling and you start thinking about giving up, I want you to remember the power of hope. The belief that something better is always possible if you're willing to work for it and fight for it. Our hope that if we work hard enough and believe in ourselves, then we can be whatever we dream, regardless of the limitations that others may place on us. The hope that when people see us for who we truly are, maybe, just maybe, they too will be inspired to rise to their best possible selves.
Hello, friends and family. Welcome to the Sober is Dope podcast. I'm your host, Pop Buchanan, and today I want to talk about hope. And this is extremely important for me. You know, hope is a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. It's a feeling of trust when you want something to happen so bad that all you have is this expectation and trust in a higher power. And trust and hope is so important to me. And, you know, lately I know it's really a tough environment for so many of us. So I really want to talk about the power of hope and why not giving up or giving into negative thoughts is so important, right? Don't give up. And look, this may sound like some motivational fluff, but we know thoughts become things and we can attract the world that we want or don't want based on our thoughts and based on how we're thinking, right? And are we subject to our mind, or do we have the discipline to control our mind and control those thoughts? It's so important, right? The negative mind chatter, that voice in your head that's based on fear, that's telling you all the wrong things, or telling you or showing you all of the negative things or negative outcomes that may happen in your life, right? That's really sometimes extremely baseless and not true. So when we live in a state of fear, our imagination starts to go out of control, and a lot of that imagination is not real. Like the probability of those things actually happening are really slim to none. So it's very important that we don't give up at this time. I don't want you to give up wherever you are in the world, right? I remember really like deeply when I was stuck in my addiction 10, 12 years ago. It was really tough. I remember all I had was hope, right? All I had was, I'm stuck in this cycle. I don't know why or how I got here, but I'm here, right? And there's so many things that are not in alignment in my life. I'm sad, I'm broken, I'm depressed, trying to work through all of these emotions. I'm addicted to this substance called alcohol. I don't know how I got so addicted, but I can't seem to stop drinking. I felt hopeless because of the addiction and that vicious cycle and how it kept playing itself over and over again. But although I felt hopeless, I still had hope that I could do better and that I could get through this, right? But I had to accompany that hope with faith, and I had to get on my knees and give my life back to God. But I had to get on my knees and surrender for real. And listen, when I talk about surrender, it's really important to understand that sometimes in life you have to know when enough is enough, and know when whatever avenue you may be on is a dead end, and you have to give in, and you have to come to the reality that you have to just give up on that particular thing to give yourself a fighting chance for something else, right? And that's where the hope comes in. It's really important. Like, I had to give up on the addiction because it was a dead end and it was killing me, and I had to put hope in the possibility of me being recovered. I had to put hope in the possibility of me being whole. I had to put hope in the possibility that I could turn my life back around, and then I could reach out to God for the ultimate Hail Mary and a creative miracle. So I didn't die, and so I could live. It was extremely important. Hope is an optimistic state of mind that's based on an expectation of positive outcomes with respect to events and circumstances in one's life or the world at large, right? It's extremely important, but you have to expect things with confidence, right? And you have to understand that desire of anticipation. When it comes to hope, you're anticipating something positive happening, right? And sometimes, why I want to do an episode with this, sometime when we're at rock bottom, all we have is hope, right? All we have is hope. I remember when I was trying to get into detox 8 years ago, and I had no insurance. They was going to throw me out, and all I had was hope. I was just like, God, please, I'm just hope I could get into this place and I'm not going to leave. I didn't have no money. I didn't have no insurance. I just needed a miracle to happen, and the miracle was granted. And for anyone who don't know the Sober is Dope story, when I was in detox 8 years ago, I tried to go to detox. I came in off the street. I had no wallet, nothing on me, no ID. I had nothing. And I just was like really pleading with the place to look me up in the system, hopefully find me by using my social and trying to help me get into this detox. If I didn't get into that detox that night, I would have been dead. I knew I would have been dead. I had nothing. I was at total rock bottom, right? And all I had was hope. And the power of that hope propelled me all the way into the future to where I'm here today. So I don't want you giving up on yourself. And I want you to understand that it's okay to aspire to be more. It's okay to desire to be more. It's okay to wish. When they say wish upon a star, to wish for great things in your life, to have positive expectations, to have positive ambition, to have an aim, a goal, a plan, a dream. It's okay to daydream. It's okay to have a pipe dream sometime, right? To have that eternal longing, that yearning, that craving, that hankering. It's so important to not give up on hope and not give up on yourself, because sometimes that's all we have. And this is really important because we could really change the direction of our life by not feeding into the negative thoughts. And how you do that, one of the ways is by being hopeful. Even if it seems something is impossible, out of reach, there's no way it could happen, right? It'll take a miracle, but the power of hope keeps you alive. It keeps you in the game. It keeps you waking up the next day, right? So if you're an addict and you're out there and you're at a dead end, be hopeful that somehow you could get through this, because you can, right? I know thousands of addicts who were totally at their wits' end, absolutely broken, at rock bottom, on their deathbed, that are killing it today. They're alive, they're thriving, they have families, they have money, they rebuilt their whole life. They're out there trailblazing and helping people. And when you see some of these before and after pictures, you're going to say to yourself, I can't believe this person was able to transform. So if they could do it, you could do it. And they had the dream, they had the hope, they had the faith, they surrendered, but they held on to the absolute idea that somehow through some miraculous optimism something could change in their life. And that sometimes is all we need. Characteristics of the hopeful: you have to cultivate optimism, enhance your perception of control, build your problem-solving ability, work on your competitiveness, raise self-esteem, increase positive effectivity, and overcome negative effectivity. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is extremely important, right? I want you to think about your life, have something extremely important in mind that you want, be extremely hopeful, and really critically think about what you need to do to get there, because we know faith without works is dead. They say that in the Bible. So I'm not asking you to just be hopeful and sit on your hands and do nothing, but when you're at rock bottom, or you can't see no silver lining, you can't see the rainbow, and you can't see you can't imagine how this terrible situation that you may be in could ever be better, You have to apply hope. You have to apply faith. You have to be extremely spiritually optimistic. You have to put your faith in something higher, put your faith in yourself, dig deep, and get to work. You're listening to the Sober is Dope podcast. I have a really